Hello, Rich again. Okay, time for another parallel park. This time we're going to be using a red KA, a couple of pedestrians, plus their dogs to wait for, so we'll just wait for them to walk past, and then yeah, we'll have a go at this parallel park. I've got a 360 camera as well on the go, so if you want to watch this in 360, click the eye in the sky, a little link up the top there, and I'll send you over there. You will need to check your quality and get that reasonably good. Probably want to be on Wi-Fi to get that looking anywhere near decent. It's not the best camera. So initially we want to have a little check around, make sure it's all clear. We'll wait for this chap to get out of the way, and it's looking good after he's gone, so we'll just have a good check around everywhere. Yeah, looks like they're going to the park. So initially I'd say pull yourself alongside about a door length away. There's loads of different ways to do this manoeuvre. I'm just going to give you my way. You want to get yourself at least back ends level, if not past a slight amount, and then once you're happy there, nice and quick into reverse. If you feel like you're on a bit of a hill like here, worth putting your handbrake on. If you feel like you're going to roll about, put your handbrake on. Before we start, we'll have another check around. It's still clear, so that's your blind spots all the way around really, and I can see we need to go a little bit back. I'm not going to start to steer until I feel the back ends are at least level, if not us slightly past their back end, and I'm happy that's happened now. So I'm going to put one full steer on. And then if you pop your thumbs over the steering wheel, even when you're looking about, it's easy to know that you've still got your steering wheel straight without having to look at it. Next thing that I like to do is get myself to a 45-degree angle in the road. So I use the car and the road ahead while still checking around to get myself to that 45-degree angle, which I'm reasonably happy with there. And then I'll take that one steer back off. I'm using my clutch control to keep it steady. You can come to a complete stop with your brake if you want it. Now the next thing you want to do is we want to work out how far we can go back so we can get nice and close to the curb. You can't see the curb in the mirror. We can't see the curb at the back. We can't see the curb very well at the window at all. So the way I judge how close I can get the back end is I look at the back end. My wheel is pretty much underneath the seatbelt holder there, where the seatbelt goes in. And I'm comparing that to the back corner of that car there. Got a van coming out of the park, but he's going the other way. And it's always worth overdoing it slightly, so get yourself as close as you think you possibly can. That's starting to feel quite close now, so I'm going to put my full lock on. Now if you do get too close and it gently touches the curb, keep the car slow and you'll be able to feel that happen. When that does happen, you can then bring the front end in towards the car as close as you're happy with, and that brings the back wheel back away from that curb. Another check around before you start to move, and then you can do the steering to bring that wheel away from the curb again. It's dipping down there a little bit because I think we've got a drain. And now we can see that the curb is nice and parallel with the side of the car, still nice and level with the car in front. I'm just going to go back a little bit more. There's that drain again, and I'll secure myself up. The examiners probably would tell you that you can ignore any driveways, that's why I'm not too worried about that driveway. Let's just go and have a go with the next car along. Nice and steady as you pull away from that manoeuvre, checking your blind spot. Careful with your clutch control because you don't want to pull off too quickly. So the next car we've got here looks like it's a little bit more on a flat road. This time we're not really going to do it quite the same as the one on the test because they'd ask you to pull over first. We're just going to pull alongside and have a go straight away. We haven't got much road behind the parked car because it turns into a little entrance that closed off. The road to the right's car park that's closed. So again, you want to get yourself level, past a little bit, and then nice and quickly into reverse. I'll put your reverse lights on, and that'll let anybody behind you know that you're about to go backwards. Good check all around. And we're going to get our back end at least level, in this case with his front end. At least, if not our back end slightly past. So that's about there. That's my cue to put one steer on to start myself coming round. There's nothing wrong with putting it onto full lock, but I find it just comes around a little bit too quickly. Keep going around as you go, nice and steady with that clutch control. And in the road, and comparing myself to the car, I'd say I'm about 45-degree angle now. And then we're judging how far back we can push our back end and comparing it with his front corner. So the corner of his car and the back corner of my car. Just rechecking where that car's gone, and he's gone into the football pitch. And I'm feeling reasonably close now, so I'm going to put full lock on with my steering and we'll see how that comes around. Keeping it really slow as you start to feel close. And then as we become straight in the road, straight with the car, and you can see the kerb and the car. I know the kerb isn't there initially, but it does carry on down the road. I'm going to secure myself up and I'm going to move the mirror down for you to show you where we are. Not too bad. Right, thank you very much. I think I'll try and do one more for you. Might just fast forward the video so you don't have to watch me driving about. Nothing wrong with crossing your hands. It's an old wives' tale, that one. The only problem with crossing your hands is the safety effect. So we've got an airbag in the middle. If you're driving along, maybe with this hand over here, the airbag goes off, you're going to end up giving yourself a black eye. But while you're doing a manoeuvre, even if you did bump the car, the airbag's not going to go off, so you don't need to worry too much about crossing your arms on the manoeuvre. You won't fail your test for it. As long as you're in control of the car, that's what they're after. So we're going to try and do one more parallel park, and this time we'll have a bit more of a potential for traffic, so I'm going to use the burgundy car there after this first initial 4 cars. There's a silver car coming. So I've got myself alongside again, back end's at least level, nice and quick into reverse, little scan around for any traffic. And we have got that silver car coming, so I'm just going to wait and see if they pause for me. And they are taking it steady, so I can start. Got my back end's level, and I'll do that one steer. Got a taxi coming towards me. I'm just going to pause until he stops, and he has done, so I'm going to give him a little thank you. Same story again, I'm getting that 45-degree angle, and then I'm taking the one steer off. Checking everyone's still waiting, and then I'm judging the back corner with the back corner of his car. And I'm doing that full lock, and that swings it round. And then as you're almost done, the traffic will always start to move. So instead of just trying to finish off while they're going past, just let them go where they want to go and give them a little thank you. So we can see we're not quite straight yet. So now we can carry on, all the traffic's gone. Feel free to use your handbrake, but if you're on the flat you can probably do it just with your cruise control. Just going to bring the front end in slightly, and that's bringing the back straight with the kerb. So there's the kerb, the side of the kerb and the side of the car looking parallel. Just pausing again for this car, but to be honest, I think we're done. And I'll just show you that from outside. Blind spot before you get out the car. Cheers, bye bye.